generally speaking, El Nino has been associated with weak rains and therefore high food inflation and low growth, right? Low rural growth. My sense is that this relationship has changed a bit over the last decade. What we find right now is that food prices don't react that much to El Nino. They can remain fairly range bound despite an El Nino strengthening. And the reason are manifold. I think one is that for certain food items like pulses and oil seeds that India tends to import when it has a shortfall, global prices have fallen. So imports can be very useful. Then if we look at our own rains and reservoir levels, they look very strong for the Northwest, which is the backbone of India's food security. So I think that should be, some sort of positivity. And then the most important thing is generally what we see in terms of the government's supply management steps has been extremely strong over the last decade. And we've seen a structural fall in food inflation, ranging from cracking down on hoarders to importing, exporting, buying, selling very quickly. So my sense is it's going to be tricky. Like, for example, the tomato price rise right now, which hopefully will fall by September. So there'll be lots of ups and downs. But on the whole, if you take an average of 3 to 4 months, I think we will be able to keep a lid on inflation. But there's another problem, which is what happens to rural growth. To the extent we are taking care of food inflation by importing a lot of things, it means that our farmers are not enjoying, that surplus. We're not buying it domestically from our farmers. And I think that's, again, one more thing we've seen over the last 10 years, that real rural wages have actually been softening. And my sense is if this year the El Nino does strengthen, we could again see the same thing, of rural incomes being a little challenged.